Energy from the sun. Introduction. The earth on which we live is full of diversity. While it is cool in morning, it gets warmer during the day and gets cooler again in the night. Similarly, temperature varies from place to place on the earth. Some regions are warmer, while some regions are so cold as they are covered by ice throughout the year. Temperature difference between places also causes winds and rains. The amount of rain received at a place is to some extent determined by temperature differences between places. Temperature and rainfall affect life in very critical ways. Plants and animals depend upon heat and water. Only certain kinds of trees and plants will grow in hot regions, and some other kinds will grow in cold regions. Nothing grows in very cold regions. Thus, we have variation in vegetation and animal life. Solar energy and sun rays. The sun is the principal source of energy on the earth's surface. This energy constantly emitted by the sun is known as solar radiation. When a body gives out energy, it is called radiation. The energy produced by the sun comes to us in the form of sun's rays. We also receive many other forms of energy like UV rays, radio waves, X-rays from the sun, which we can neither feel nor see. The solar radiation received on the surface of the earth is called insolation. The actual amount of solar energy received on the ground level is only a small portion of what reaches the earth's atmosphere. This is because about 1/3 of the solar energy is reflected back by the earth's atmosphere. Further, some portion of the energy is scattered and absorbed in the higher reaches of the atmosphere. In fact, some of the harmful rays of sun, like the UV rays, don't reach the ground, and this has made life possible on the earth. Some amount of solar rays are also observed and reflected away by clouds and smoke or dust in the atmosphere. We would have noticed that on cloudy days, it does not get very hot. Sun's rays and Earth's surface. Even the rays that reach the ground do not hit the Earth's surface uniformly. This is because of the curved nature of the Earth's surface. We can see that while the sun rays fall at about 90 degrees on the equator, they fall slantly towards the poles. This is called the angle of incidence, or the angle at which the rays fall on the Earth's surface. Even though more intense sun rays fall on equatorial region, it is usually cloudy there after midday and less sun rays fall on the ground. Hence, equatorial regions are not as warm as the regions immediately north or south of them. As the earth goes around the sun in the course of the year, the angle of incidence constantly changes. Thus, the angle of incidence increases in the north during the months of November, December, and decreases in the months of May, June. Land and water contrasts. The temperature distribution over land and ocean is much different and varying. Land is considered as good conductor of heat, whereas water bodies are different. While land gets heated and cooled quickly, oceans will take time to heat and cool. Heating of atmosphere. The atmosphere or the air around us is not heated directly by the rays of the sun. In fact, it allows the rays to pass through without being heated by them. The sun rays first heat the Earth's surface. This in turn begins to radiate heat, which heats up the air around us. That is why it is warmer near the surface of the Earth compared to the higher reaches of the atmosphere. Heat balance. The heat the Earth receives from the sun is radiated back by the Earth in different ways, as about 1/3 of it is immediately reflected back into the space. The rest heats up the Earth's surface, which in turn heats the atmosphere and eventually is radiated into the space. If the entire heat is not radiated back, then every day the amount of heat that remains will accumulate and it will become hotter and hotter. If the Earth received less heat than it gave out in radiation, it would get cooler and cooler. Everywhere the land seems to be slightly undulging and sloping, resulting in variations in the amount of solar energy received on the land. Some gases like carbon dioxide prevent radiation of heat from the Earth. Carbon dioxide in the atmosphere increases due to the increased use of diesel and petrol, cutting down of forests, etc. If the carbon dioxide proportion in the atmosphere increases, then less heat will be radiated, causing an increase in global temperatures. This results in what is called global warming. The temperature of atmosphere. We can see the temperature differences that occur between the summer, winter, monsoon and other seasons. High and low temperatures. Scientists have recorded the highest and lowest temperatures reached on the Earth. Recording temperature. Note down the highest and the lowest temperatures of the day by using 6 maximum minimum thermometers. At the end of the month, note down all the maximum temperatures and calculate the average maximum temperature from the place. In this way, we can get the average maximum temperature and average minimum temperature for the month. Different places have different temperatures. Places that are near the sea and far away from the sea usually have different temperatures. Temperatures differ on the top of a mountain and at its foot. Temperature changes as we go north or south from the equator. Moderate and extreme climates. Panaji is on the seashore. It's difficult for the sun to heat up or cool down the sea. Since the sea doesn't get too hot or cold, the air above the sea also doesn't get too hot or cold. Therefore, places near the sea usually have temperatures that remain fairly constant throughout the year. They have moderate climate. In contrast to this, Hyderabad is far away from the sea. There is no moderating influence of the sea in Hyderabad. In the summers, the ground temperature rises very high and this heats up the air. In winters, the ground temperature falls and the air is also cold. This is called an extreme climate. Height and temperature. At the peak of summer, some people go from the plains to hilly places such as Ooty or Shimla to avoid the heat. Even in the summer months, the temperatures are low on high hills. The highest parts of a mountain generally have the lowest temperatures. Temperature decreases with elevation. Usually, for every 1000 meters increase in elevation, the temperature falls by about 6 degrees centigrade. Due to the cooler temperatures, different kinds of plants grow on high hills and mountains. Inversion. Sometimes, especially in mornings of winters, cool temperatures are found near the ground. You can see dewdrops on the grass due to condensation. The cooler temperatures near the ground level are due to less amount of insolation received due to the shorter day and excessive radiation due to the longer nights. This is known as inversion. Temperatures in place near and far from the equator. We know that equatorial regions like Indonesia are quite hot throughout the year and they have no winter. As we go north or south from the equator, it becomes colder and there are separate summer and winter seasons. Places near the equator usually get more heat. Places farther away from the equator often have lower average temperatures for the year. Temperature maps. India is a vast, sprawling country and the temperature varies in its different regions. If we want to find out which places are hotter and which are cooler, we can use a temperature map. Why is the north cooler in winter? The number of hours between sunrise and sunset is less, which results in recording less temperature and keeping the north cooler in winter.
మా వీడియో గనుక మీకు నచ్చినట్లయితే లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి. ఇలాంటి మరిన్ని వీడియోస్ కోసం మా ఛానల్ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోవడం మాత్రం మర్చిపోకండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ వాచింగ్.